Hi, data analysis, Mr. Manor here. And I was wondering, do you know the best thing about Switzerland? I don't either, but its flag is a big plus. I'll let you think about that one for a while. So we are going to do some units here, backtracking to some main ideas in algebra and geometry. The reason why is these last few weeks of data analysis, we kind of could go into a really high level statistical area, and I think what we need is some review of some different topics because many of you will go on and see some college algebra class or something where you need to know how to factor, or find volumes or things like that that we did in geometry and algebra that are going to be helpful to you in the future. That's what I'm going to do right now is just go back a little bit, remind you some algebra 2 topics, a little bit algebra 1, but mostly algebra 2. I'll start off basic, remind you, and then that's what we'll do right now. So how do I factor? All right, that is the question of the day. How do I factor? All right, something as simple as this. We can factor that. That is a binomial. So we are going to take a 2 and pull it out. And when I pull a 2 out, I'm going to have x minus 3 left. The reason why it's x minus 3 is I could distribute that back out. Be 2x minus 6. You remember that probably from a long time ago. Let's do another problem. X squared minus x. Same idea. What's in common to both of them? Well, x is in common to both of them. Well, if I pull an x out of this one, I have an x left. If I pull an x out of this one, I have a minus 1 left because x times minus 1 is negative x. That's how you factor. Those are some of the basics, but this is more of the what you're going to see as far as factoring a trinomial. All right, it's got 3 terms. So when we factor a trinomial, let me break you down some rules and pay attention to these because when you explain to me that you understand this topic, it's going to be a little bit different. You can't just show me the answer. You're going to have to write or make a video of yourself explaining how to do the problem. So here goes. First of all, it's 2 sets of parentheses, right? And actually up above, it was 2 sets of parentheses. There are 2. You just didn't put one around the first number because only one number, right? So when you factor, you always make a couple sets of parentheses. Sometimes it's 3, but generally 2. And with us, it'll, I think, always be 2. Okay, here's where we start. There's going to be a term here, term here, term here, and a term here. There's also going to be some signs in them, and I'm going to tell you how to do all of this. If you follow the steps, it's all very straightforward. What times what makes x squared? Well, x times x makes x squared. So those are my first 2 terms. X times x makes x squared. Here's how you do the signs. You look at this sign. If this is a plus, it's 2 of these. If this is a plus, it's 2 of these. So this is a plus. We're going to go 2 pluses, plus and plus. All right. Now, what goes in the other 2 spots? Well, some of the factors of these, or 2 of the factors of that number, will go in these 2 spots. So let's just look over here. Factors of 8. I'll go up here so I have a little bit of room. Factors of 8. Could be 1 and 8, 2 and 4, and that's it. Those are the only things that multiply together to make 8 that are whole numbers. So I'm looking at 1 and 8. And here's the reason why I'm looking at 1 and 8. 1 and 8 make 9, and I've got plus signs here. I could put in the 2 and 4, but that's not going to work. So we're going to do the 1 and 8. So I'll put a 1, I'll put an 8. Okay. Here's my check. All right. Here's how I check my answer. I'm going to FOIL this. You probably remember FOIL, first, outer, inner, last. First, outer, inner, last. That's my check. And you're going to have to explain how to do the FOIL check. So what you do is you multiply the first 2 terms, x squared, and then you multiply the outer terms, O and FOIL, outer, plus 8x. Then you multiply the inner terms, plus x. And then you multiply the last terms, plus 8. Okay. If I look at this, I got x squared. These would combine and make 9x. That's what I want. And then 8. So this is called the check. And you are all done. So not only do you have to explain how to do factoring, you have to explain how to do the FOIL check. A couple more problems to show you so that we get the signs right and stuff like that. 2 sets of parentheses. Again, right now, it's always 2 sets of parentheses. What times what makes x? Simple. X and x, because it's simple, because we just did that on the previous one. Okay, new rule for you. If this is minus, okay, oh, look at this sign. This minus, we looked up here, it was plus. I said it was 2 of those. If it's minus, you don't even have to look at this one. It's one of each. Okay? It's like, well, I won't go there. If it's a minus, it's one of each. All right? So now we got to make 16. We're going to use 16. Make a little 16 chart over here. All right, so what are the factors of 16? 1 and 16, 2 and 8, 3, no, 4 and 4. All right, I'm looking for a 6. All right, if I look at these, that's not going to make 6 whether I add them or subtract them. That will make 6 whether I add and subtract. So we want to make 6 out of those. Looks like we're going to go 2 and 8. Now, if you mixed it up, it's not a big deal because you're going to FOIL check it. All right, here's our FOIL check. We're going to first x squared, outer minus 8x, inner plus 2x, last minus 16. Right? So it's first, outer, inner, last. If I look at this, x squared is correct. Minus 8x plus 2x gets me, it gets me positive 6x. I'm sorry, this gets me negative 6x, and I wanted positive 6x. That means I did it backwards, all right? So I need these signs to flip, and how I make those signs flip is simply by making these signs flip. So I'm going to put a minus here, or a plus there, and a minus here. Let's do our FOIL check again and see what happens. Hopefully I just have to change the sign. So x squared, and that's going to be plus 8x minus 2x. Scribble right over top. It's just a check. And then minus 16. So now this is 8x minus 2x is going to give me positive 6x. And then minus 16 is perfect. So now we have it correct. That's how you factor that one. Next one. 2 sets of parentheses. X and x. This plus means I have 2 of those. All right, so I'm going to go minus. Now I'm going to write 54 over here. Excuse me, come up with a tree here of the factors of 54. So 1 and 54. I'm looking for 15. I'm looking for 2 numbers that will make 15. 2 and 27. 3. Does 3 go into 54? 3 and 18. It does. Oh, I think that might be my ticket right there. No, actually it's not, because I'm going to have minus 3 and minus 18. That'd be minus 21. So let's keep going. You'd see in a minute why that doesn't work. 4. Does 4 go into 54? It does not. 5. No. 6. 6 does. 6 and 9. I think that's my last factor of 54. 6 times 9. So let's try that one, because I think I want to be minus 6 and minus 9 for a total of minus 16. FOIL check. X squared. Outer minus 9x. Inner minus 6x. Last. Minus 6 times minus 9 is plus 54. So that would give me minus 15 in the middle, and that's what I wanted. So I know it's factored correctly. All right, let's do our last example down here. All right, you see something like this, don't be too scared. It looks crazy, it looks big, but really what I could do before I factor the trinomial is I could pull a 6 out of every term. So I could do a little pre-factoring. X squared plus, if I take a 3 out of that 18, or 6 out of the 18, I have 3 left. Take a 6 out of 12, I got 2 left. Okay, so now I can factor. Bring this 6 along for the ride. Eventually, when we solve this, something different will happen to that, but we bring the 6 along for the ride now. X and x. Look at this sign. It's a plus. If it's a plus, I'm going to use 2 of those, plus and plus. What are the factors of 2 and 1? Well, I could write a tree over here, but I wouldn't go very far because there's just 1 and 2. And you got to do the FOIL check. Now, eventually you're going to get so good that you don't need to even write out the FOIL check. You can just think about it, and you'll go, okay, x squared, and then you're going to go x and 2x. It makes 3x, and you got it, right? Because the FOIL check, what really matters, the first term and the last term should be set, because x squared is made by x times x, and 2 is made by 1 times 2. You can't screw that up. Well, you can, but it's pretty hard to screw that up. Then I'm going to have x and 2x. So it'll be x squared plus 2x plus x plus 2. And so when you describe to me that you understand this, you don't have to actually do the FOIL check. You can actually just explain how it works. All right. And then we have this all factored up nice and neat. I'll explain in words what I want you to do in the assignment. You're going to go research and find 3 or 4 problems I don't know how many yet. And then you're going to explain to me how you're going to solve each problem and actually factor it and talk about FOIL and stuff like that. So I will get your assignment on Google Classroom. Talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye.